which has hurt the community?
Definitely, beyond question, it has definitely hurt Valdosta. I was stationed here at Boone Air Force Base in 1975, and I remember when there was black businesses thriving all of us. If you want to get coffee, if you want to go to a retail outlet, all these businesses were owned by blacks. And it was a thriving economic boost of this economy. Mothers and fathers could hire their children after school. They also could hire them once school was out. But these businesses was lost. And so these children, they really don't have any place to work. And as you noted, the employment rate among black African Americans is down.
Yes.
And so this definitely had a great impact on the black community. And I think that's why it contributed to the crime rate in our community. Our young people are breaking into convenience stores and doing other criminal acts because they don't have the jobs and employment, the money that they see other kids have in school, the fine clothes, the Reeboks, and the Nikes. They can't afford it. And so you definitely, and for these businesses to just up and leave because of this overpass with no type of compensation, I think was a definitely disgraceful act committed by local government.
Do you think the local people here want this area of Valdosta to be integrated? And how so?
Well, my friend John Robertson often talk about integrated segregation. That's what we have, whether we want it or not. That's what we got. That's the community we live in. There are some people here want to move on to metro city status, but there are others who hold on to the old 1860 city charter, which was displayed in City Hall here in Valdosta, even up to 2004. When I saw that disgraceful charter, I asked that it be removed. So that charter to me was reflective of what some people in this community want and want to maintain. Let me tell you what that charter said. That charter said in paragraph 106.11 that the mayor and council shall pass all the proper necessary laws and ordinances for the control of slaves and free persons of color, and to control, suppress, and abate all nuisances arising from hogs, dogs, horses, or other animals here in Valdosta. I think that mentality, that charter was removed, reluctantly I may add. That charter was removed, but it seems to me that the mentality of that charter is alive, well, and thriving until this very day. And so there are people who want to see Valdosta move on to a metro city such as Macon, Atlanta, and some of your other progressive cities. But to make a long story short, there are a lot of people who want to hold on to the good old boy power, and they don't want to give it up, in my opinion.
I agree. Do you think being a part of the actions in Valdosta, such as going to these hall meetings or going to councilman meetings, do you think that will have an effect on the community by more participation in the community?
The more interaction we can have with our government officials, both city, county, state, and on the national level, the better off we're going to be. But I'm saddened to say that, and I don't want to say this on tape, but I'm on tape, so it's on tape. It is what it is. Pastors and professional lawyers and doctors and school teachers and retired school teachers and principals, if they don't step up to the plate and become actively involved and do what you just said, go to these meetings, then I'm sorry, but our children and coming generations are going to be lost. We got to find a way to bridge the gap for our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren as our parents did in yesteryear. But if we just go to church, mosque, synagogue, temple, etc., and imitate, placate, and duplicate the teachings of Jesus, Muhammad, and the rest of us, then our community is going to continue to go to hell. People are going to continue to put up something like this monstrosity that's going to keep tearing our city and nation apart. It is time for us as human beings to embrace the correctness of the teachings that Jesus taught, Muhammad and the rest of them, and let us stop fighting one another talking about skin color. You can talk about skin color, you can talk about the vision of a city, but until we come together and realize that we are one in God's eyes and that God loves all of us, then we're going to continue to go down the pathway that leads to destruction. Our children, in many cases, going to be ahead of us, going towards destruction faster than we can record.
All right, thank you. Last question. As a student at Valdosta, what can students do as a whole to make a change in this community?
I think you all are doing it. You all are doing it right now, just by calling me to do what you all are doing. I commend you all, first of all, for coming out here. You being a Caucasian person, you being a black person, that's the mix. I mean, let's favor it. Let's get with the program. This is what it's all about. But as long as they can keep us fighting between each other, the blacks against the white and the white against the black, the Japanese against the Hindu and all that kind of foolishness, as long as we stay like that, whether it be the university, Wiregrass Technical College, Georgia Military College, or Moody Air Force Base, if we all are fighting one another, we gonna end up on the battlefield of destruction. And there is no antidote for that, because hate begets hate. And in the word hate, you got A-T-E. And that hate, eating will eat you up. And this is why I want Doc Robinson to step around just a minute, because he is one individual that I respect so much in this community. Why do I respect him? This individual had a 12-year litigation down in Florida. Okay, and so by him having the energy to take on such a fight, he's ready for the fight here in Valdosta. So we're gonna ask him to come in and we're gonna scan this bridge over here so you can see, as Paul Harper say, the rest of the story.
You heard a lot of it. You understood a lot of it. But this bridge right here, it devastated this community. This community was like this road right here. It was a thriving, beautiful site. This is a beautiful road. Once this monstrosity, as he says, of a bridge was put here, and we have called this like the old Berlin Wall, but this is the walls of Valdosta here, of social divide. And what it done, it transformed that lovely, beautiful community into just another old withered, dried away flower. Okay? And it just took it away. Took all the joy out of it. Yeah. You know, its beauty just vanished. It's withered right before our eyes. And don't seem as if there's nothing to be done about it. But we're gonna work and we're gonna strive as hard as we possibly can to bring some economic changes here, right here in Lowndes County. By standing up on the issue. See, that's the few of us. You guys making a difference right now. Your VSU, your students, you are the difference. You are the difference. And this is what's required. This is what it's going to take. It's going to take everybody. And this world is your world. You is our future. And the decision that you guys make in education and modern technology, the world is changing before our eyes. See, he and I was fortunate enough to see a part of life that you guys can get a chance to see. I actually rode on a wagon with a mule on a wagon with my granddad when I was a little child around 8 years of age. I was born in 1954, okay? And in 1960, right here in Lowndes County, they still had the old mule and wagon. So I had an opportunity to see that part of the world, that part of time. When the refrigerator was called an ice box, where you could pick the ice up like this. So we saw these changes. We saw the old rotary phone go to the cell phone. And you guys are the difference. And it means a lot to our society. That being said, I'm going to close this by saying these words here. We need some money on the south side. We got to have some.
And this is kvci.blogspot.com. George Boston Ram, doing what we do because that's what we do. We got it.